scouting for NBC, Colin. If you'll kind of pick up where you were.
Yeah, I was just telling, we feed the information back to the producers who in turn give it to the announcers so they'll know, they can tell you what club and information. And we get involved with rulings. Actually, the caddies and the player know if they need a ruling, they look for the spotter and say, hey, I need a ruling. And then I push my button and tell Jeff, we got to have a ruling in the fairway bunker on number 8. And they'll send an official out there. Yep. So, and then we sit by and listen to what they're discussing, and we tell the producers and announcers will sometimes listen in on that, on what they're discussing as far as the ruling and what the drop is. So the number one thing they always want to know is the order of play, so they can sequence the cameras.
Yep.
They want to know what shot they're hitting and the order of play and yardage and clubs, and that's what we feed to them. It's an incredible thing. As long as I followed golf, I'm 58 years old and I've been a huge golf fan since I was 12. I never realized that probably 75 to 80% of what you see on a golf telecast is already happened. They have a trailer with 140 TV screens in it with one big central screen and 3 producers in there and 1 technical analyst that they're watching. Let me back up a little bit. When you go to a college basketball game, you got about 22 cameras in that arena. On a football field, you've got 1 on the cable, and you probably have 15 to 20 cameramen. You got 1 game with the players. In golf, you have 18 holes. You have a practice facility, practice tee, and a practice putting area. You have 140 cameramen. With 140 cameras, you have 160 golfers flowing through 18 different basketball courts every 20 minutes.
So if somebody hits a hole-in-one, it's got to be filmed.
And they're changing courts every 20 minutes if you relate it to a tennis court.
Right.
And it is organized chaos to televise. It's amazing when you hear what I hear in my earpiece and when you see what goes on in the compound. Probably about 300 employees coordinating all this, even a fleet of golf cart technicians to make sure the golf carts are getting people in and out to the cameras and things like that, and the miles and miles of cable. It is an incredible feat to pull off a golf telecast, and I never realized that. And generally everything you're seeing happened about 20 to 45 seconds ago, and it's being played back because the spotter told the producers can't watch 140 screens at one time. Right. And a good example was my first year on one of my first rounds. I had Rory McIlroy, and he chipped in for birdie on number 7 at Royal Birkdale, and I'm behind the green when he chipped it in, and 15,000 fans are screaming as loud as they can. And the producer's asking me, what happened on 7 green? What happened on 7 green? I can't hear them asking me the question. And I finally, when the crowd died enough, I said, Rory chipped in for birdie on 7. They go to Johnny Miller, and he's going, okay, Rory has a very, very difficult lie here on number 7. He's got to hit over the bunker, and he's got to stop it quick. Wow, he made it, folks. He made it. And I mean, that's about 75% of what you see on the golf telecast. It's actually already happened, except for 17 and holes 17 and 18 are usually fairly live.
Right. Yeah. Now, do you get, when you wake up in the morning, Colin, do you have a meeting with the producers and say, I want to follow Tommy Fleetwood?
You can't request anything. We go into a meeting and they talk a little bit. They usually have a theme for that day. The producers, they don't sleep at night during these tournaments. Their eyes get sunk in their head, hollow-eyed. They're trying to see and figure out who's probably playing well and things like that, and they have to adjust as we go. Sometimes they'll pull us from a guy if he starts off bad and drops out of the lead, and they may have somebody else playing well, and they'll tell me to go somewhere else. But generally we have a meeting, the 12 of us spotters, and Jeff Jastro will stand up there. He'll hand us the pairing sheets, and every group has a number, and he'll just go, Colin, you have group 7 in the AM and 32 in the PM. And he doesn't even say a player's name, and I have to look at my sheet and circle 7 and 32, and then I have to see who I have. I have to figure it out, but they generally give the more experienced spotters the leaders on Saturday and Sunday.
And rightfully so. Tell us about the conditioning you have to be in. How far did you walk?
last year at Carnoustie in 4.5 days, I walked 74 miles.
Good, great.
And this year, I only walked, I didn't keep up with it Wednesday when I scouted the course, but Thursday through Sunday on my Apple phone, I walked 54 miles. My daily step average was
54 miles.
my daily step average was 26,000 steps. But the incredible thing, people don't realize when you see it on TV, Royal Portrush looks flat on TV. It was one of the hilliest golf courses I've ever seen. And my average stairs climbed on my Apple iPhone each day was somewhere around 30 to 50, in addition to those miles. So it was a brutal course to walk.
You went home and got your sleep in, didn't you?
I slept pretty good, yes. But I actually, for 2 to 3 months, knowing this, I've been walking 2 to 3 miles right before dark at night. I've been walking some hills on purpose, and I lost 12 pounds in 4 days walking. Plus, eating the food in Northern Ireland will make you lose weight.
Make you lose a little weight.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, so
It was a great trip. It's the best trip of the last 3 I've been on.
now you'll be getting to go back next year too. Won't you?
I'm not sure yet. It's in London next year. I'm doing the Tour Championship in Atlanta next month. They moved it from October to August, and I'm working that one at East Lake in Atlanta. I just work 2 or 3 a year. I'm not sure I'm going back overseas next year. Me and the 3 guys that have been going over there the last 3 years, we haven't decided yet.
Now let me ask you this. This is another question. I know viewers like to hear. Can you actually play that course after the tournament's over? Will they let? If you said I'd like to play
No.
Private,
Well, I mean, I could go back over there and play it.
but not
Yeah,
like,
but they
but
don't-
y'all couldn't play it right after. That's what he's
Oh
asking.
no, our job's over and we're leaving.
I got you.
We actually played 2 courses on Monday and Tuesday. We played one in Belfast. I was nervous the whole time because Belfast just sounds explosive to me. But anyway, then we played a beautiful course on Tuesday called Ballyliffin, and we had to take a ferry to get over there. It was beautiful. One of the most spectacular golf courses I've ever played. Ballyliffin was.
Well, I think I could have probably shot 62, 63.
Now you put on Facebook at one point during your time over there.
My daily blog.
Yeah, your daily blog. You put that that you thought that you couldn't break 85 on.
I know I couldn't. It's a 7,300-yard golf course that was brutally hard with knee-deep rough. I would tell you that as a decent 3 handicapper at my age, if I played really well under those conditions, I'd probably shoot mid-80s.
What would I shoot?
I would say
180.
I would say that a 12 to 15 handicapper, I'd bet a lot of money they couldn't break 100.
Right.
It's brutally hard. It's brutally hard.
Wow. That's
And on Sunday, I don't think I could have broken 90 with
Those
40 to 50 mile an hour winds and sideways rain, and they're still shooting close to par. I mean, these guys are so talented and so good. The average golfer has no idea how good they are.
No, it's unbelievable.
So you didn't get to see Fleetwood though?
Yeah, I saw him a lot. I
Little short
saw
guy,
him.
isn't he?
No, he ain't short.
He actually is pretty small. He's one of the he and Ricky Fowler are kind of smaller guys.
There you go.
He
Right
does
there.
that on
Look at
purpose.
There he
Look,
is.
look, there's old Tommy boy right there.
Now the Lowry boy kind of chubby now.
Shane Lowry?
Yeah, he looks kind of porky.
He's a
This
big
is
dude.
this is what I get after he wins.
Okay.
You know, my ancestors are from Ireland. We may be kin. That's what he texts me.
I think we could be, man.
He spells Lowry different. Producers are telling us we're up against a hard break. We want to thank Colin for coming in and telling us a
All right,
little bit
guys.
about
All right, guys.
working the British Open. I just think that's so neat to be able to go and spot and do that. And what a great interview. We appreciate you coming in,
Yeah,
Colin.
glad
Thank you
to
very
do it,
much.
guys. Thanks.
We'll be right back for the rest of the show. What you got, man?
Man,
What's wrong with this thing?
I done wrecked my kayak, man.
What'd you do? Run into a weather buoy out there?
Yeah, I ran into one of
Out
those
in the
weather
Gulf?
views. Yeah, I sure did, man.
Unbelievable, man. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all this?
I don't know,
Look
man.
how cracked up it
I got to
is.
go and see that lake.
Insurance?
Ma'am?
Insurance?
I don't have any
He
insurance.
should have went to Crease Insurance Agency out on 231 and got him some insurance. Now he's got to pay cash money for this kayak, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
Listen to the beach worker right here. He's got to pay cash for his kayaks. Visit Mike Crease, the Crease Agency, the only insurance agent you'll ever need. Wally, where you been, man?
Neal, I've been across trials across the street over there. The line was out the door, man. And I saw the UPS store, so I thought I'd come in here and see if I
I'm
could
glad
get
you
the
came
mail.
to the UPS store.
Hey, welcome to the UPS store. Let me help you with that.
Good, look at this, man. Can you help him mail all this?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Good deal.
I'm
Hey,
taking everything for you.
Grade A customer service at the UPS store. Give them a call today, 566-9470. Don't go across the street. Go to the UPS store for all your copying, printing, and shipping needs.
Hey, Neal, man, I need some help, man. I watched Point Break last night. Well, that's crazy.
What happened? Here comes the lifeguard.
Same price yesterday. You already wrecked my kayak and got an insurance.
Are you okay?
Man, I think I
Pulled your leg
pulled
muscle?
my leg muscle.
You're going to have to go to Health Action to get that worked out with physical therapy. Give them a call, 670-5435. Health Action's in front of Hook's Barbecue. Man, I hope you're okay.
I hope too. Hey, Neal, what's going on, brother?
What are you doing with that wood?
Oh, man, my neighbor's out of town, so I'm going to fire me up a barbecue pit right here.
Wait. I don't think this is a barbecue pit.
Yeah, it is a barbecue pit. I'm hungry, man, so I'm going to make some barbecue.
Haven't I told you, call Hook's Barbecue, 808-8008 for all your barbecue needs. Go through the drive-thru, get you some ribs, get you some barbecue. What are you doing at James Sparrow's house? This is not a barbecue.
I think it's a barbecue grill.
That is not a barbecue grill. All your cater needs when your family comes home, 808-8008, Hook's Barbecue. They'll handle all your barbecue needs. Wally, what you got there?
Hey, man, I'm fishing for sharks, dude.
A cane pole and wigglers?
Oh, heck yeah, man. We're in deep south of Carroll.
You look good, you feel good, you can fish good. Well, I got on these things.
What you got? I got a big shark. Could be Charles's cousin.
With a cane pole. Call Pete Van Horn, Deep South Apparel. Look for him on Facebook. Deep South Apparel. You might get your shark. Wait a minute. Break it. It broke. The shark broke the hook. We're going to get him next time.
Tad Dunn. During the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales
Man,
package,
was that not the best interview?
That
Was incredible.
Can you imagine getting on a plane, flying over to Northern Ireland and walking, was he walking 12, 14 miles a day on a golf course, getting to watch professionals and being part of the telecast? That's what's just neat, man. That's really neat.
That is incredible, man.
But what a great interview. Mr. Colin McCreary, and Colin was on the 84 National Championship team here at Troy, and Gulf South Conference champions as well. And
His son's Griff McCrary, who you see on our show a lot,
wins a lot of
wins a lot of tournaments.
wins lots of tournaments. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed listening to Colin talk. A lot of times at the country club over coffee, he'll tell us some neat stories. But to be able to get him on the show here and tell us some things that goes on inside the ropes,
Heck yeah.
that's just really neat. And hey, I want to recognize the American Legion Post 70 here out of Troy, and that's a baseball team, and they won the state championship. And there's the American Legion Post 70, 2019 American Legion state champions, and from what I've read, that's 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
4 state championships in a row for the American Legion Post 70 out of Troy. And anywhere you go around state Alabama, if you mention Post 70, yeah, them boys can play.
They play.
That's pretty good. And also some of our all-star teams have made it to the World Series. And our Dixie all-star teams have made it to the World Series. And I was hoping you could give us an update.
I can give a couple
give me
updates I
give us
have.
some travel ball update and some World Series
Okay,
update.
well, the first of travel balls is the Ozark team,
Ozark
which
team.
Our guest last week.
There's a lot of Troy boys and Ozark boys and Ayrton boys.
Ayrton
and
boys,
a lot
Thrash
of
sons
a
on
lot of
there.
local kids from the Troy cable area on this
Play
team.
on this team. And they played yesterday over at Duck Dynasty land.
Yep.
You know, up in
West Monroe. West Monroe,
exactly. And they beat Virginia 8-1, but they played today at
Yeah.
4, and they lost 9-0
Oh.
against Louisiana.
all
But
right.
James did text me and say he's going to try to call in before the show ends and just tell us a little bit about it, because they had a kid on Louisiana that's already committed to LSU.
Wow.
And Neal, he said he was humming that bad boy in the low 90s, mid 90s. I mean, so
Really?
it was something
Left-handed,
different.
maybe?
I don't know. James
Yeah.
will have to tell us. And then our 8U team, they opened up in Ruston, Louisiana, and they lost the first game against North Carolina.
Yeah.
So that put them in a consolation bracket, and they beat South Carolina. They said the bats got all good and hot, so they plan today right now
against the host team, Rushton, Louisiana.
Okay.
So they're playing right now, and I was hoping Matt Bone was going to text me and give me an update.
You know what? He texted me the name of the players. I want to those kids on the screen right there. I want to call their names because he did text me those names, and this is going to be. Let's see. Hold on, just give me just a second. Okay, this is from left to right. Porter Beasley, Braden Golden, Tyron Toney, Ethan Gardner, Ryan Copeland, Connor Sanders, Cole Davis, Drew Jenwright, Drayton Winger, J.D. Vaughn, Markel Tolles, and Cope Russell. Well, congratulations to those guys on a great season.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they're going to win this thing on out. A lot of times, it's
Getting the consolation.
Yeah, getting that consolation and win that bad
Yeah.
boy. A lot of our World
right.
Series plaques that you see hanging around on
Right.
the ball fields
Come from the consolation.
consolation. Exactly.
Good deal.
But that's the update that we have, and of course I did the Bells, but you had already mentioned that earlier
Yeah.
in the show.
And I don't know if, and I'll talk about the Bills, but I don't know if you and James covered the 6U last week, did you?
Yeah, we
Y'all
did. We all
The
did. They
6U
came in runner up.
The 6U came in runner up at the World Series, so congratulations to them. But and moving on to the girls, the only age group for the girls are the Bells, and they made it to the World Series, and they are in Alexandria. Louisiana, which is it's raining bad right now. But the Bells, they are the 13, 14, and 15-year-old girls, and they won the state championship in an exciting game here in Troy versus AUM out of Montgomery, and now they're in Alexandria, Louisiana. And me and you commentated that
game.
state championship game
Sure did.
right here live on TC2 and also on Troy Cable Channel 2. And yesterday out in Louisiana, the Bells beat North Carolina 21-11. Now, I was checking in on that game from Palm Coast, and at one point they were losing 11-6. And I hear that Molly Garrett came in the game and just shut them down. And then Molly Garrett also got hot at the plate, and the bats got hot, and they ended up beating North Carolina 21-11 after being behind 11-6. So what an offensive explosion for those Bells, and they've been in rain delay most of the day. But I talked to head coach Scott Reeder right before the show started, and they were going to try to play at 7:30 tonight. They were supposed to play earlier this afternoon, but in a rain delay all day. And if you want to watch the Troy Bells out in Alexandria, Louisiana, search for a guy named Jimmy Sellers on Facebook. He has been doing Facebook Live. So you can watch the Troy Bells on Facebook Live. Just search for Jimmy Sellers, and he said he's going to do it again tonight. So hopefully they'll get started at 7:30. The field's just been underwater all day.
Yeah, I saw some of those pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like a pond out there.
I know it. And hey, it is August, so a little bit of high school football time right here, Wally.
Yes, sir.
Want to announce that Pike Liberal Arts will be having their Meet the Patriots at the football field on August the 16th at 7 o'clock. And they asked that all mamas and daddies and grandparents and media and anybody else that cares to come to meet the Patriots on August the 16th at 7 o'clock on campus at the football field. So everything's getting rolling right here. Also like to congratulate a Highland Home football player. The quarterback at Highland Home, J.T. Hoffman, the talented guy. He had a heck of a year last year. David, can you put up that J.T. Hoffman photo? And, well, he's not going to be able to. But anyway, we posted it online this week. But J.T. has now got offers from Huntington and Faulkner to play at the next level. Hey, I'm going to go ahead. Next thing up is Troy. He might end up getting an offer from Troy. Just wait.
Right.
If he comes out gunslinging this fall, you never know, man. Also, Wally and I'd like to go ahead and announce that we're going to try to get a lot of the area head coaches on to tell us the forecast about their preseason and what their senior classes are like, what the leadership's like, what they're looking forward to, how hard is their schedule, what are their goals this year, and we hope to get Coach Bart Snyder and Brad McCoy and Fred Holland and the others. Coach Bryant from Zion, and get those guys in here for a few minutes before the season starts. So we hope to do that either next week or the next. and get going on some high school football. With our interview with Colin McQuarrie, we're a little behind on our commercials, so we're gonna stop right here and take another commercial break. We'll be right back.
Moving on up to the big time. What's going on, Monopoly man? Oh man, Neal, I have you got money going everywhere. I have bought up every bit of Troy, Alabama, but I'm missing a few spots right down here. Who can I call?
Man, you need to call Toby and Dina Adams at the Alabama Real Estate Connection. They'll let you finish buying all of Troy and Pike County. They're the best agents in town. They will work the hardest to get you the best deal. Give them a call, 566-4765. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Hey, they're dealing at the Alabama Real Estate Connection.
Well, hey there, Mr. Wally. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. How'd you get in here?
I better not tell you.
Uh-oh.
They don't even open till 4. Well, I'm waiting to hear Mr. Lenny Traver play, and I'm going to give him one of these bad boy steaks that they won an award for. Best steak in the state. Also, best catfish awards a couple years in a row. Hey, my personal favorite is the fried shrimp and the cheese grits. Also, not mentioning the cheese biscuits that come out before the meal. You're going to love that. I know. And a little live music, like you said, Mr. Lenny Traver, you can't beat it down at the Old Barn in Goshen, Alabama. Come see them.
Come see us.
Man, what in the world? You just dang T-bone me right here. What the heck? Playing with fidget spinner?
Wally, did
I'm
you have a
sorry,
wreck?
Mr. Wally.
Man, this girl right here is playing with this fidget spinner, texting on the phone and T-bone me right here in the parking lot. I was about to go pay my speeding ticket.
Right here at the police station?
Yeah.
Well, luckily at the police station, we can just call All-Star Collision 808-8822. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. Can I have the fidget spinner back?
Yeah, you can have
Please,
it.
Mr. Wally.
All
Thank
she's
you.
worried about is a fidget spinner. Call All-Star Collision for all your accidents. 808-8822.
You can't, donuts. Roughing the kicker. Roughing the kicker.
What kind of call is that? You can't see nothing.
Yeah, I
You can't
can.
throw a football flag in a basketball game.
Yeah, I can.
You need to go get your eyes checked, like for real check.
Where at?
Troy Eye Care, 566-7172. Troy Eye Care on Highway 87. Don't be calling basketball unless you get your eyes checked.
Oh, Wally, what are you doing back here?
Oh,
I'm steaming the
that,
sandwich.
that thing's hot now.
I can tell.
Hey, they serve hot, steamed sub sandwiches here at Mama Goldberg's in Troy, Alabama. And you will burn yourself on that steam. Hey, they got Rice Krispie treats, double doozy chocolate chip cookies, regular chocolate chip cookies, cakes in a cup, chili, potato soup, you name it. Great atmosphere. They have bands on Thursday nights. Come see them at Mama Goldberg's for a hot steamed sandwich, Wally.
I can tell you.
Troy, Alabama.
Something now. No. That right there is, it's Eminence Front's the name of the song, but I never know who sung it.
Eminence Front?
The Who.
The Who. See, I don't know.
That's from the 60s and 70s.
Oh, my goodness.
Before my generation.
Well, guess who's on the line with us, man? Mr. James Sparrow,
James Sparrow, are you kidding me?
out at Duck Dynasty Land.
How's the West Monroe? Hey man, y'all. You need to check out that Duck Dynasty restaurant. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna try. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Doing well, man. We appreciate you calling. So y'all have won one and lost one out there.
Yeah, we played real well yesterday and beat the Virginia team,
Yeah.
and then ran up today against the host team from Sterlington, and which they are actually a travel ball team called Chiefs Baseball that's playing in this thing. They were really good, and the kid on the mound is an LSU commit.
Woo.
And was running it up there 91 and 90 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
And but you know what? I mean, we hit them. We barreled them up. We had a couple hit them hard, and just couldn't find a hole.
Gotcha.
Our biggest problem was first inning. Our pitcher was struggling with a little control, but gave up some runs, and
Sometimes
we
that
just
happens.
couldn't come back from that. But he settled down though. He did a great job adjusting, and threw 2 more scoreless innings. So you know, take the first inning out of the books, and we played a really good ball game.
Gotcha.
Well, who do y'all have next, James?
We play Louisiana tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
And it's a double elimination.
Yes, sir. And
Y'all just scrap and claw, man, and get right back in it.
Well, it is a gritty bunch, and they're a lot of fun to watch. And
We got y'all's photo up right now.
Yeah, we got to hit a little speed bump tonight, but we'll see what they do tomorrow. So.
All right.
Good deal, man. We
Well,
appreciate
James, we appreciate you calling
appreciate you
in.
calling.
Update.
Check in with us so we can keep everybody updated on Facebook on how the Ozark team's doing. Okay.
I will, buddy. Y'all
All right.
have a good night.
Hey, and I want to say I appreciate you filling in for me while I was gone, man. That was mighty nice of you.
Well, that's no problem. I try to enhance the show any way I can.
Well, I'm sure you're better looking than I am anyway. Hey, thanks again, James.
Thank you, buddy.
Have a good one,
See
bud.
you, brother.
Hey, college football, real quick. 4
weeks,
Four Saturdays. We got college football, man.
Let's go.
Miami plays Florida. The Hurricanes play the Gators at 6 p.m. on ESPN, Saturday, August 24th. 4 Saturdays, Wally. 4 Saturdays. It is on us, man.
Unbelievable.
It is on us. We're fixing to turn August, and we'll be underway that same night later on, kicking off about 9:45. Arizona plays Hawaii. Now,
What's the line? Halftime
Are
line?
you going to need a halftime line on the Hawaii game? That's our running joke for 25 years is, I need a halftime line on the Hawaii game.
3 in the morning. Unbelievable.
Auburn plays Oregon and Alabama plays Duke week 1, and just ready to get underway. We got college football is just right here on us, and we're doing our SEC picks. Did you see the BCS thing? Of course, the BCS is not used anymore, but of course it's still there. The computers are still doing the formula, so why not? There it is right there. Why not report it every now and then just for fun? But the computers, no human element whatsoever. Remember, the old BCS was nothing but computers, algorithms, and formulas. And it's got Auburn, Texas A&M, Florida, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, LSU, Georgia, Alabama, and Clemson. Auburn. Got Auburn coming in at number 10. Now, Auburn don't even know who the quarterback is, but the computer don't know that.
I'll tell you who knows. The bag man. Somebody put.
The bag man.
Somebody gave that BCS some money. That's all I can tell you.
The bag man knows it.
Yeah, the bag man knows.
Auburn coming in the top 10, and we don't even know who the quarterback is.
They said the bag man that told the BCS.
I got you. Time for our quick. We're going to do our SEC picks, and tonight we're doing LSU and Ole Miss. And we'll start with LSU. No, I'm sorry. We'll start with Ole Miss. Ole Miss. And I'll go first. Wally, I got Ole Miss going 7-5. Ooh. And look, I got them beating Memphis for week 1. I got them beating Arkansas week 2. That's in Oxford. I got them beating Southeast Louisiana. And this is a big one now. I got them beating California.
Ooh.
Well, California's coming to Oxford. California's traveling all the way over to to Oxford, Mississippi to play that game. So I got Mississippi going 4-0 right out the gate. But they go to Tuscaloosa week 5. They get their first loss. Then they play Vanderbilt. They win that one. Then they travel over to Columbia, Missouri, and they lose a close one to Missouri. Then Texas A&M comes to Oxford. Texas A&M take care of business, so they've lost 2 in a row. Then I've got Auburn beating Ole Miss because they're going to Auburn. Auburn's got a bad road schedule, but Ole Miss comes to them this year. Then I got Ole Miss beating New Mexico State and losing to LSU, and I got them winning the Egg Bowl over Mississippi State at the end of the year. I got Ole Miss going 7-5.
Well, Neal, I got them 5-7.
No, well, tell me about it.
I got them winning the first 3: Memphis, Arkansas, and
Southeast
Southeast
Louisiana.
Louisiana. But that California, man.
There's our difference,
hey,
right?
California is going to have a great team.
You think so?
But
you got
Pac-12,
Pac-12 coming to play the SEC and SEC country.
Dude, I'm just telling you. When I was doing my research stuff, they got a great quarterback.
Okay.
And then, of course, they go to Alabama and get
Slacked.
Skull. And then they win Vanderbilt. And they also lose Missouri, Texas A&M, and Auburn. And I got them beating New Mexico State. And I got them losing LSU. And something you didn't have, I think Mississippi State's going to beat them.
So there's our difference.
There's our difference.
Mississippi State and California.
So I got a 5-7. All right, what about LSU?
LSU moving right along. I got LSU having a very good year. I got them going 10-2.
Hey, just like me.
Just like you, 10-2. Let's see if we got the same wins and losses. So I got them winning the first game, Georgia Southern, the Sun Belt team going down there. I don't think that a Sun Belt team is going to get down there and sneak up on them like Troy did. I don't think Troy snuck up on them. Troy ran the ball down their throat. Anyway, they beat Georgia Southern, and then I got LSU losing to Texas in week 2. Couple of reasons here. It's so early in the year, and they're going to Texas. They're going to Austin. This is not a neutral field. They're not going to Jerry World. They're not going to a neutral field. They're playing this in Austin. They got to go to Austin. They lose that game very close. They beat Northwestern State. They beat Vanderbilt. They beat Utah State. They beat Florida. They beat Mississippi State. They beat Auburn. They lose to Alabama in Tuscaloosa. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Arkansas. And they beat Texas A&M. LSU goes 10-2. They lose to Alabama and Texas.
Unbelievable. Okay, I got 10-2. I got Georgia Southern, but I do have them beating Texas.
Do you?
Okay. And I got them winning out the rest up until they get to Alabama.
Okay.
And my other loss, Neal, Texas A&M.
The last game.
That ain't gonna be a repeat of what happened last year.
Okay.
What, 14 overtimes or
Well,
whatever.
yeah, it was a heck of a game. You know.
Good gracious.
Yeah, I got Texas A&M. That's one of their few losses that I gave Texas A&M on that one, but that's the way it works. And so, Ole Miss 75, LSU 10-2. Wally's got them going 5-7 and 10-2. Those are our SEC picks for this week, and we hope you're enjoying those and we're keeping up with them. We're gonna see how we do as the year goes on. That's gonna be fun to keep on.
Preston State on the line between me and you.
We do? Yeah, that's right. Well, that's gonna be good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's all in the bag, brother, right here.
Anyway, that's our SEC picks. NFL. I want to. You know what? While I was down in Palm Coast, man, I took the time to start jotting down 3 or 4 sentences, just some bullets about every NFL team. Just Neil Armstrong bullets. How I prognosticate the Cowboys are going to do, the Falcons are going to do, how the Packers going to do, how is the Tampa Bay Bucks going to do, how's the New Orleans Saints going to be this year. And I jotted them down, and I made some notes, and I'm almost done. And I want to release. I may do it live on the air. I may do it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but just some Neil Armstrong. Here's what Neil thinks about these NFL teams. And I got a little 3 or 4 sentences on every team. So that's something to look forward to. And you don't have to do that. I was bored at Palm Coast laying on the sand with my notes on my phone, just typing and just having fun with that. So that'll be fun and interesting. And man, let me tell you something. The Texas Tech coach that got canned this last year, Cliff Kingsbury, that joker ain't playing. He got hired. He got hired by the Arizona Cardinals to coach the Arizona Cardinals. Now he's supposed to be an offensive genius, but the number 1 high school prospect in America, Robert Kendici. There he is, Robert Kendici. Played defensive end. He was a standout defensive end for Ole Miss in the SEC. Drafted top 10, big time dude. He shows up to camp. Kingsbury said he was out of shape. Guess what? Mr. Kendici doesn't have a job. He got released. Cliff Kingsbury made an example of one of the best defensive ends to come out of the SEC in a long time. Said, you're unemployed, brother. You're out of shape. You reckon them other cats are...
They were hiding their McDonald's bags and everything else, man, throwing them out the window.
Now, keep in mind, I don't know if he's lazy or, I just don't know, just no work ethic or just didn't care about football anymore. He got his big signing million bonus and he's done. I don't know. But anyway, he's unemployed. Now I'm sure somebody will pick him up. Somebody will give him a chance to get in shape. Yeah. But Cliff Kingsbury made an example out of him. So here's what happens. I don't give a flip who you are or when you were drafted. You're out of here. Hey, we're up against a hard break. We'll be right back. These are the last commercials of the night. We'll wrap up the show.
Hey. Mr. Neal, is this the crazy guy that does the sports show with you?
Yes, it is. Wally, what are you doing up here at Globe? How long has he been up here?
He's been up here for like an hour, and he hasn't moved, and he's scaring off the customers.
Wally, I know you said you were going to Globe to get Holly a birthday present, but you're taking this a little bit to extremes, don't you think? Acting like a mannequin? We're going to have to call the law. Come to Globe for all your needs up on the square. Globe Boutique. Good morning, everybody. This is Neal from Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. It's time for my morning biscuit. I want you to look how big that biscuit is. I'm going to put this butter on that biscuit. Came from the Pig Cafe out on North Free Notch. Go see Yanni. Get you a real biscuit.
Hey, Wally.
What you got there?
Where'd you get that biscuit at?
This is Pig Cafe on North 3 Notch. Where'd you get that little?
Oh man, 231, one of those big box chain stores out there.
Man,
Neal.
look
They
at
even
that.
got a paper straw.
Man, look at the size of that little thing. Look at
Good
it.
gracious.
I'm about to put butter on this. It's 3 times the size of
I
that.
should have gone see Yanni.
Go to the Pig Cafe on North 3 Notch or call them for catering 334-770-0134. Get a real biscuit.
Don't want a wimpy biscuit.
What are you doing in the surgery room at Southern Animal Hospital Pet Resort?
I'm about to circumcise this dog.
Man, don't circumcise that dog. Let Dr. Steve Barron help you with the spaying and neuter process. Give him a call. Southern Animal Pet Hospital Resort, 770-1838. You got to be a medical professional and board certified to perform these kind of dog procedures on surgery. Give him a call. Southern Animal Pet Hospital Resort. Wally, what are you doing in that Mustang GT 350 out here at Pike County Ford?
Man, I'm about to buy this sweet ride and hit 231 and put my fuzz buster on there, bro.
Man, you're going to need a fuzz buster in that thing. Is that a 5-speed manual shift?
Yeah, it is.
My
5-speed like a
God,
race
what
car, man.
Sweet ride. Look at the clutch, everything, man. Hey, up to $5,000 more than Kelly Blue Book value on your trade-in. Come see them at Pike County Ford. They're dealing.
Hey, Neal, how are you today?
I'm good. I want some of these chicken nuggets. Well, I want them down here at Crows and Brundage. Wally, what are you doing in the kitchen at Crows and Brundage?
Oh man, I'm trying to steal the secret sauce recipe.
Man, they're not going to give you the secret sauce recipe. Put that sauce back. Patsy, now he's got the sauce. Unbelievable.
Neal,
Come see them at Crows and Brundage. Hey, they got fried okra, catfish on Friday nights, wings, honey barbecue wings, any kind of wings, and the best chicken nuggets in the world. Come see them. Crows and Brundage.
Pink Floyd.
See, I knew you'd like that one. I knew I'd
That's what my license plate says.
ACDC. That finding place is good stuff. Let me tell you about it. Wally got an ACDC on his license plate and put a sticker up there for a lightning bolt between the AC and the DC. And I told him, I said, man, you're going to get a ticket.
Already got pulled over.
Oh, finishing up the NFL real quick, man. First preseason game is August the 1st. That's next Thursday. We got football on next Thursday, August 1st. Atlanta at Denver. But a lot of people don't watch the preseason stuff. But I like the preseason.
I like preseason.
Because you get to see them kids that are trying to get a roster spot. They are going after it, brother. Major League Baseball. Home Run Derby. Did you get to see some of that?
I did, man.
Pete Alonso wins the Home Run Derby, and I like the way they got it set up, man. It's fun to watch. I was pulling, me and my wife Michelle were pulling for him because he's making league minimum with the Mets.
Well, he got a big
He
paycheck
won $1
winning that.
million. He won $1 million. He's the best player on the Mets. He's making $500,000 a year, $555 or something like that. And all them guys around him just making
errors,
and
$5 million
striking
a year.
out, $5 million a year. Anyway, Pete Alonso's your home run winner, and the Braves still in first place, looking to make some trades. We'll see. Thank you for checking in tonight. We appreciate you. We'll see you next Sunday. Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. Keep it cool.
Keep it-